It's day 98 of the Stop the Diabetic Insanity journey. Today was the first diabetic outpatient appointment I had at the Alfred hospital. And look, the results weren't great. My cholesterol's gone up, my triglycerides have gone up. But surprisingly, I'm more determined than ever to give it a real cracking go, to start again and really get my diet back on track. With the encouragement of my doctor, I feel quite empowered actually to refocus on my goals and really go for it and take this weight loss journey a little bit more seriously from now on. So the plan is to actually reduce some of the fats I've been over consuming lately, even the good fats. So I need to reduce down my consumption of nuts, coconut oil, coconut flakes, anything that's too sweet, any carbs. It needs to come right down, just so I can have a chance to lose some of the weight. Another interesting thing or development at the hospital today was this thing about the Trulicity. Now, the hospital are really pushing this line that I need to be on Trulicity, and I'm really pushing back. And I guess the reason being, and I've stated this quite clearly to my doctor, is the administration of the Trulicity injection, which is a release function on the needle that releases the needle, after a prolonged period of pressing down on the release function. Now, what happens is a dual function. So, firstly, when you press down on it, it releases the needle function, but then it also the needle gets shot once you prolong the 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 engagement of the button, and I just don't like that. I don't feel like there's any control. I feel like I'm shooting myself in the stomach. And last time I attempted to take Trulicity, I didn't administer it properly, and the Trulicity injection liquid went everywhere, all over my bed. And it's really funny. I think the hospital, they get caught up in making you get onto these drugs because they're just so keen on you making the progress they want you to make, that they just want you to be on it. And my doctor basically tried to bribe me to be on it in a way by giving me free samples, saying, "Come and pick it up next week. We'll have a nurse help you administer the needle," And I just was not convinced. And I think it's just kind of like this, like the hospital push and I push back. And I think they realise that I'm in control of my body regardless of what they think. So the nurse did try to educate me on how to administer the needle, and eventually I was just strong enough to say, "No, I'm not doing this. I don't care what you say." So, this is hence the battle of, me against the hospital all the time, the medications versus me and my, healing modalities. I would never engage my doctor in that sort of conversation because she would think it's a lot of woo. But, I'm still convinced that I can heal myself through positive thinking, forgiveness, releasing of energy. I think that's the better way to go, as well as alongside, some of the suggestions from the hospital. But I'm not going to be enamored by every single, new drug that's on the line that's supposedly going to cure, you know, um, diabetes too. I'm just not that convinced. So this is part of the journey, is really just standing strong within myself and letting people know where I'm at with my body and what I'm willing to do and not what I'm not willing to do. It's not just my everyday life of saying no to people and having boundaries. It's also like, people who think they're doing you good, also saying, having boundaries with that as well. And that's very challenging. So it's a new phase, and an interesting one. I'm quite determined to really get over this 67 kilogram hump that I've been plateauing at for approximately 3 months. I think with consistent exercise, consistent medication, the right doses, and with the combination of light and easy, um, HelloFresh and Marley Spoon deliveries, and choosing calorie controlled meals, I think I will get there. but I have to be 150% committed to this journey and really determined, like really set down the goal of losing that half a kilo a week. Look, I think with all the ups and downs of the last few months, and the dramas, losing those 2 centimeters is really still something. I still count that as an achievement. And if I can do that amongst all the temptations and all the emotional rigmaroles and all the stress, then I can surely lose half a kilo a week, and I'm determined to do so. So it's getting late. I've got a huge day tomorrow. I'm back at work, 5 a.m. start. I'll be working till 3:30, and then I'm going to the Rufus concert. That'll go until at least midnight. God knows how I'm going to get home. And then it's another early start on Friday, then the dentist. Yeah, so I'll keep you posted. I'm looking forward to a new start of my life and a new body and a new appearance. And yeah, I'll keep you posted. And up until then, good night.